Hey YouTube, how you doing? Anthony Frasica here. It's been a little while. Here in my office 55. Um, I did make here in my office 55 like last week, and I lost the whole video. So, no big deal. We have a little bit more up-to-date information now, which is better. Um, See, my last video has like 130 views, so it's usually about as many as I get, and then that kind of exhausts it. Probably all my subscribers have seen the last video. But what's going on, guys? What I've been doing lately is taking the health and life insurance exam, New York State life exam, practice tests. You need to get a 70 on the test to pass. And I went through all the study material. I would say I kind of went through it slowly meaning I've picked it up and put it down quite a bit and kind of protracted my time out doing it. And I don't want to go take test until I'm scoring passing scores on the test exam. You got to get a 70 on the test. You got to get a 70 on the test to pass it. And I've been getting like 68, 67, close to passing, but not passing. And they said that you shouldn't go for the exam until you're scoring like an 80. So, it's like I got all this stress for everything else. It's like I need to add this to it because now I got this guy at New York Life who's waiting for me to finish this. But I don't want to fail the test. So this week I'm going to have to buckle down and do a lot of studying and try to improve my score. So that I could get started with New York Life. So New York Life is what we're doing. But as you probably know, I still haven't gotten any money. So the New York Life thing came through. You got to pass the test to start making any money. I'm still working on that. But in the meantime, I didn't think I should just quit looking at audit jobs and third-party risk management jobs and risk management jobs in general because you never know. So I've been stalking Citi. There's Citigroup was one of the most similar banks to the bank that I used to work at in terms of its global reach and its size, and its opportunities. So I'm fortunate that in the neighborhood that I live in the area I live in, Amherst, New York, there's a Citi in Gettsville, which is adjacent to Amherst, or it's in Amherst. A guy on LinkedIn sent me a message the other day saying he has a contract role at Citi. And it's in risk management, it's in audit. They're looking for people with my kind of experience. And he said he wanted my resume and some time to set up a call. So I just did that this morning. I just got the email this morning. Or I got the LinkedIn message yesterday and got the email this morning. And they said that this job pays $59 an hour. You're not going to get any health benefits, but I don't have any health benefits anyway. Whatever. So $59 an hour, if you multiply that by 40 hours a week times 52 weeks in a year, it's like $122,000 a year. So it's a good hourly wage for what I do. And if it was a 12-month contract, maybe that is a good thing for me to get into, to get my feet wet again and get back into the 9 to 5 routine. I could get an understanding of what Citi is like without all the strings attached. So, do I wish it was a full-time role? Yes, I do. But that's why I'm still applying on a regular basis for Citigroup roles. There's a lot of roles in Tampa, Florida. As you know, if I have to relocate, I will. So, my voice just cracked. I'm applying to the jobs that are of course, the jobs that are here in Gettsville, I'm applying to. But if I see interesting Citigroup roles in Tampa or elsewhere, I still apply. And early on in my last year, early on when I started looking for jobs, Citi had a different human resources system and it wasn't working, and I couldn't apply. I couldn't get it to work. So these are roles that I previously didn't really have any exposure to, and I was focused on other companies. So now that it works, and I guess I got this. They said they're having like a hiring event this Friday. I don't know if that's something that I'd be going to, but I guess I'll learn more about that when I talk to that guy today. But I'm just thinking, guys, there's got to be a breakthrough eventually. There's got to be something has to pop up. So I'm gonna go for it. At the same time, I'm doing New York Life because if I could pick up a contract role with Citi, they're gonna start paying me salary immediately, and I could begin to repair the damage that's been done over the course of the last year. Because in the meantime, all we're doing is Instacarting, which is an application on your phone for scanning barcodes of groceries. And what they do is they give you a batch, and you got to go to the grocery store, pick a customer's batch, do all their shopping for them, fill the cart, take it to the car, deliver it, and you do all that, and you get anywhere between $5 per trip to like up to $40 a trip, which are rare, but it happens if it's a really big order with heavy stuff like water and all that crap. But the way the way it's played out is if I go out one day, I split we only have one car, me and my wife, and she does it too. She'll do a batch, then I'll do a batch, and she'll do a batch. And between the two of us, or at least, I'm not sure exactly, I've never added it up per day for both of us, but I might make like $50-$60 a day I go out. And it's enough money to pay for beer and vape and things that I want, food or snacks, things like that. But when it comes down to like paying bills, paying my $300 electric bill, that's just the electric bill. So I don't have the money for that. So all these things, the bills, the mortgage, everything is just kind of not getting paid until something comes through. So, and that kind of leads me to my next update. I went and talked to my attorney last week, and he gave me a little update on what we're doing. I signed the complaint, which is the legal form that states the grounds of it's FMLA, that we're making an FMLA action and suing them under the FMLA because you're supposed to be able to have your job back after you've been out in the hospital, out on leave for a period of time, and that's kind of when I got screwed. So we signed the complaint. I signed the complaint. That was supposed to get filed, and a federal judge will have that. And in that, and the way my attorney described it to me, he said it's kind of like a dolphin coming out of water. What's going to happen is they're going to get this complaint. They're going to have like 60 days or 30 days to respond to it. And then I think he said by like late November, December, we should have another opportunity to settle the lawsuit before going to trial. And but the problem is that we're suing them for all this front pay, all these expenses, and it amounts to currently it's about $1 million, the lawsuit. And the last offer we received from the bank was $25,000, which isn't even enough to pay for the bonus that I used to get at that job. So it's like crap, and it doesn't help me. So we of course turned down that offer, and we'll see how it goes. I did say to my attorney, since we're so far apart in what we're agreeing to settle on, is that going to make this last longer? And he said, yeah. So I'm prepared to, he said that if it goes to trial and you have to do discovery and all that stuff and subpoena people and do depositions with whoever we deem necessary to talk to, probably my ex-boss, who doesn't even work at that bank anymore. He moved on, but it doesn't matter. If they subpoena him, he has to come and appear, and he has to speak in court if necessary and tell the truth. So, that's what was told to me by my lawyer. So the way I'm looking at it is another year possibly. Um, so it's October 2018, October 2019, maybe by October 2020, who knows? We would have gone through the lawsuit and gone through trial and all that, and hopefully I win, because there's always that possibility of losing. But before we go to trial, there's going to be, from what I understand, multiple opportunities to settle the case over the course of that time. So um, I'm since I even looked into bankruptcy. I looked to try to save the house. They said if you go to Chapter 13 bankruptcy, they put a stay on the house. They can't foreclose because they haven't foreclosed on the house yet. But I haven't paid the mortgage in like 6 months, so the clock is ticking. They're going to foreclose soon. I know that's going to happen. Um, and then if it takes a year to foreclose on the house, even if I don't do anything to slow it down, maybe I will have settled on the lawsuit, and then I'll have a bunch of money, and I'll be able to pay the house, and get myself out of the bad situation I'm in. Um, because it's all about saving the house, guys. And you might wonder, why don't I just sell the house? I'm not in a financial position right now to move, and it would be a real toss up too, because since I don't have any cash, the only thing that I would be using to buy the next house is the equity from this home and the down payment I put on this home, which I put $100,000 down on this home. Um, I've done some improvements to the house. It needs other improvements, like for instance, it needs a roof. So number one, it's not in this house isn't in the condition that I would want it to be in to be competitive in the market to sell it. And not to mention the fact the expenses associated with moving and all that. You got to have cash, and I don't have any. So that's why I've been hunkering down and staying here. And for those of you that don't know, the purchase of this house was the stress-related event that caused me to lose my job. Actually, the bank took information that I furnished to the mortgage people, and they used that. I was angry. They were really bad with processing this mortgage, and I used some curse words, and they took that information and they gave that to my boss, and that's what they used to fire me. Now that is against FMLA rules. I wasn't even given an opportunity to have like a strike against me. You know, there's supposed to be like a 3-strike rule if you break the rules at work, and what I did, in my opinion, wasn't so egregious that it required showing me the door. But yeah, part of that resonates with me when it comes to this house being at stake in this scenario. It's kind of like, they took away my livelihood. They took away my ability to repay the loan while I was trying to get the loan. So that's why I don't really feel so bad about the bank not getting their money for this house, because they screwed it up themselves, in my opinion. They took away my ability to repay the loan. They had that in their power, and that's what they did. And if they did foreclose on this house, I'll tell you what, the condition that it's in and the things that need to get done, it's not the greatest. It won't be the greatest move for the bank either. The best scenario is to keep me in the house, get me gainfully employed, and have me continue paying on the mortgage. So that's a bit of a rant, guys, but that's what's going on. It's all about this house. It's all about what's going on with this house. So stay tuned. I'll keep you in the loop with, when we get served a notice, when they tell us that we're going to get foreclosed on. I'm always going to have my phone. I'm always going to be able to make videos, so I can keep you guys in lockstep with what's going on with the potential foreclosure, if it materializes or not, or if I get the money, or if we settle early and I'm just able to clear all this debt and fix the problem, So that's what's going on, guys. So I'll talk to Citi later today. Hopefully it's something that I can get, and it could help me get back on my feet, guys. So I'll make another video. There's not going to be a whole lot of legal information about the lawsuit for future videos because, as you know, we've just been told the clock is ticking again for potentially another year of waiting and of submitting paperwork and doing discovery and doing the lawsuit. But I can keep you up to date on New York Life and how that's going, and if this thing on Citi pans out, or if any other jobs I apply to pan out, because I'm still always looking and waiting for that next breakthrough. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll talk to you again probably next week. All right, see ya.